A new recruit on the channel, Xavier Staton, is an elite center prospect in the 25 class. One of the very best bigs in the country, a true 7-footer. And he has trimmed his list officially down to 6 schools, Carter. Interesting list for me here. My school's on it. Michigan Wolverines, USC, UNLV, Stanford, Arizona, and BYU. Shit. Shit. Uh-oh. I don't like seeing that last name on the list. He's the number 2 overall center in On Three's player rankings in this class. He's the number 1 player in Nevada, so he's out on the West Coast right now, which explains why there are a lot of West Coast schools on this list. But yeah, Arizona, BYU, Michigan, Stanford, UNLV, USC. Let's start. What do you make of Xavier Staton, the player?
You cannot teach 7 foot and mobile like that. I think that's for starters. You cannot teach 7 foot coordinated and like has length as well with that 7 feet tall. I remember seeing him. I can't remember. I think he might have transferred schools, but I'm not certainly positive here. But like, if you were able to watch like his stuff like a year or two ago, you would be like, okay, this guy's like 7 foot, but he kind of has kind of vibes that he might like, struggle to walk and chew gum at the same time. That's kind of not the case. Like now, like I feel like maybe his coordination has maybe caught up to like his 7 foot frame a little bit in his maturity process. And look, at minimum, having a guy on the court who is 7 feet tall, has long arms, and can like block shots and do things in the post is a luxury to have in any basketball game, but certainly in college basketball where there aren't a lot of 7 footers um, who have mobility and coordination. So I can see like why he is a very coveted center prospect.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear you try and make a player comp because I see little things from a lot of the best shot blocking true 7-foot bigs that we've seen in college basketball, but I don't feel like there's a perfect comp I've stumbled into yet. Film breakdown for me, the first thing to me is you can't teach like the shot blocking instincts he has. Any 7-footer can block shots at the high school level. If you're truly 7 feet tall as a 17-year-old, you're gonna block shots by default. There are players who put up prolific block numbers at the prep levels that you watch on film and you don't come away being like that guy is a great IQ defender. It's just more like he's there and he's big, so he blocks shots. This guy has such good timing. He has such good awareness. He has such good like help side stuff. Like he comes over at the perfect moment. I feel like his blocks are blocks that he earns in a way that aren't just he's 7 feet tall. Like if this guy dropped to 6'10", I think he'd still be an elite shot blocker. But the fact that he is a true 7-footer with his instincts and the way he goes about it, I think he's the best rim protector I've seen at the high school level. In a not ever, but at least like right now. I just don't think there's a guy that's not already currently in college that can block shots the way that he can. Offensively, I don't know. And that's not to criticize him. It's just to say I don't know. Like I think most of the offensive clips here are catch wide open lobs. Now he probably does project with some pretty high potential as a rim running big, as a roll threat, as a you throw it up and I'll go get it guy because of his length. And I do think like it appears he has pretty good hand-eye coordination with that stuff. The same way you would expect if he's mentally great defensively, then I think offensively, like you throw it in his vicinity, he's probably going to be smart and aware and in the right spot. If he has good hands, it works. I think he's fluid and can catch and maneuver his body in the air. He's pretty skinny. Like I think he's going to have to put on weight at a college program to feel his true potential out. His arms for sure are really skinny. Like he's kind of got like Fletcher Lawyer arms as a 7-foot center. But I don't know. To me, like you're getting this guy for his defense. Anything he does offensively is a bonus on top of it. But he's a top 25 player in the class off defensive profile alone, to me.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I agree with all the defensive takes that you had. He's probably not a better shot blocker coming out of high school than Donovan Clingan, though, right?
Um, Out of high school?
I would still go Clingan.
Out of high school is close for me. It's
Might
close.
might be splitting hairs though, to be honest. But
Yeah, I mean they're both elite for sure. Klingon, I mean if I remember from the Klingon recruiting days when Michigan was really on him, Klingon had a lot of like, what about the offensive upside? He can kind of shoot it more than it was like this guy's just an eraser. Once he got to UConn, it was better, I think.
yeah, though I think I have a good comp for him for a stint. Um, Christian Coloco
Ooh, okay,
from Arizona, like
okay.
very lanky. Coloco was very raw, like his first couple years of Sierra Canyon. Ended up getting the Arizona offer kind of towards the end and turned into a really good player there. Um, and they kind of both had that lanky thing going on. But I think, like you said, the one thing, the selling point here is that he has defensive instincts at 7-1 and block shots. Do I want a seven? The one thing I would put against it that you don't see anything offensively really, except catching lobs. But at the same time, you really don't need much if you're gonna add that much defensively. And also way too many layups for a 7-footer.
Yeah.
I need everything like Duncan above the rim. He is somewhat of a below the rim 7-footer if that even makes sense.
That doesn't make sense. He's just not physical. That's the way to say what you're trying to say.
I like look. I'm gonna send you some videos that I saw
But
like him like
you
in
can't call a dude
even in layup lines trying to dunk. It looks like he's struggling.
you can't call a dude who's capable of going up and grabbing up here, which he is. Like there are plays where he catches way above. Like he's just not. You can't call that dude below the rim.
It's a new breed. It's a below the rim 7-footer.
He's not a below the rim 7 footer. He is above the rim just by putting his arms above his head. The problem is he's not overly physical.
Or overly like he doesn't have the jump. Like you think of like some 7-footers that have like the jumping ability. He
Yeah,
doesn't possess that.
yeah. I don't think he's a vertical jumper, if that's what you're saying. He's 7 foot, so you don't really need to be. But
Right. Be nice if you were
um,
though.
yeah, okay, on the list, Michigan's on it. Um, this is one where, like, of course, I'm happy Michigan's prioritizing it. From the sounds of it, Dusty's going really hard after this kid. I am wondering when Michigan's going to be on a short list for a recruit that I think they have a chance at getting. And I'm also wondering when Dusty is going to, I don't know, get some guards. Like, I guess I'm happy he's on the Darius Acuff finalist for 2 more days before he gets cut. But like, the whole sell of Dusty at Florida Atlantic was prolific, fun guard play. And now all he wants at Michigan is bigs, 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 bigs. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like Vlad Golden was a great center. If this guy's your next Vlad Golden in a different way, I'm in. But I want some fun guard recruits that Michigan has a chance of getting. I feel like I haven't seen one in a very long time. And this is another list. He's got 5 West Coast schools. He's playing on the West Coast right now. Half the West Coast schools are bag schools. So what are you going to do? You're going to outbid Arizona and BYU for this kid? No, you're not. Like if this comes down to money, BYU can 10 times whatever Michigan offers. So I don't know. I'm just venting right now as a Michigan fan of like, this is another player I'd love to have that we're not going to get. Um, but do you think I'm off base on my feelings on that or what?
Do you think there's a massive bag being thrown around for him?
I would think so. I really do.
Okay. See, I wouldn't. I feel differently about that. I think it's a very. Honestly, I think it's a pretty winnable recruitment.
Even when you see names like Arizona and BYU for a West Coast kid, though, like
I
I'm not
guess
saying he's
so.
going to have $1 million offer cart, but like those schools will offer high school kids money in a way that
Yeah.
other teams
I
aren't
just
right
wonder if those schools are maybe going after bigger kids, giving their money.
now. He's the second rated center in the class.
And well, they're going with their money. They're going after one.
They're going after Malachi Moreno. I mean, Malachi
Yeah.
Moreno's final list is out. BYU's not on it.
Okay. Then you should be scared. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. I would love to have him, but
Is he the second ranked center in this class?
yeah, per on 3, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he's right on the edge of 5-star.
Yeah. I'm sensing some skepticism from Cartel.
No, just
I thought I thought below the rim bigs had to stick together.
yeah, well, he's a fake. He's not welcome being a below the rim big because he's 7 foot. That's
Got it.
he got what the below the rim bigs want.
Got it. Why is UNLV on this list?
He's from Vegas.
Kind of feel like they have a real chance.
I think they do too.
Where do you think Staten goes?
West Coast. Any of the West Coast school. I mean, any of the West Coast schools.
So great. We trimmed his list from 6 to 5. Where do you think
I,
he goes?
I would say like how many California schools are on his list?
Um, I don't know that there is one. Is there? Well, USC.
Hmm. Strike me as a must be.
USC and Stanford.
USC and he looks like Stanford could trick him into getting there.
I'm squinting and convincing myself this is Isaiah Austin.
I was gonna say that.
But Isaiah Austin was way better offensively. But defensively, I could see it.
Yeah, the defense. Yeah, I guess I could. Actually, now that you bring it up, I think he's gonna go to UNLV.
All right, I'm just putting my money where my mouth is. I think it's BYU versus USC here. That's what I think. This could be a first big must get.
Must bus.
It also could be another Latter-day Saint. I hope that happens if it's not Michigan. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome.
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.